All right, now we talked about the fact that I use my teeth to shoot a bow. Now you saw our show last year where we cooked on the ground, we made a bouille base, and we used fresh fish.
You had fun.
Now, down in Florida, tilapia are everywhere. They're not supposed to be there. They're not a native species, but they can overwinter because of the warmer water temperatures. Here's me with my bow. Nikki was laughing and carrying on, and here's me with my bow shooting some tilapia. Big tilapia, up to 8, 9 pounds.
They were huge.
So we cleaned massive amounts of fish.
Yes, we did.
And we found in our freezer some tilapia.
We still have a couple bags.
Now that's really good tilapia. You want to cut that red meat out because it's a little strong. But tonight we're going to make a very simple recipe, a very country recipe. You could use catfish for this. You could use just about any kind of fish for this. Bluegill, bass, largemouth bass would be really good with this.
Oh yeah.
Here's our tilapia. What I'm going to do is put some blackened seasoning on there. I've never measured this, but I probably got 2 teaspoons in there. So I'm going to come back with my buttermilk, make it a little marinade, I guess you could say. I like to soak my fish, frog legs, critters like that. Sometimes tilapia can be a little strong. So I'm going to let that soak for at least an hour, hour and a half. So if you don't have buttermilk, what would you do?
I don't know, what do you do?
You could take you a cup of milk and put a tablespoon of vinegar in there. Stir it up, let it set for about 5 minutes. It'll curdle it.
Yeah.
And it's a very good substitute for buttermilk.
Really? I heard lemon too. Could you do a lemon?
You can use lemon too.
Lemon.
And then you can just drink it.
Really? You drink that then?
4 or 5 gallons at a time.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
Yum.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about fish batter. Every time you see me do a recipe, it's going to be different.
Right.
Because that's one of these things that change, and it just so happens, maybe we'll have white bolted cornmeal, maybe we'll have yellow unbolted, you just don't know. Right now we have yellow bolted. Bolted means it's sifted to a fine mix. I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Anytime that we do a recipe and we have flour and it doesn't say anything different, it will be all-purpose.
Right, all-purpose.
We'll specify if it's something different, but for the most part, it's all-purpose flour. All right, I'm going to start to heat this up slowly, our peanut oil.
Okay.
I've got just enough oil in there to where it comes up on the sides a little bit. Think about having a fish fillet in there. When you make a fish batter, have you noticed that you've got to season it a lot to get any benefit from that when you have this? So this may seem like a lot, but one of the things I want in my flavor profile for a fish batter, and this is a Cajun-ish batter, I want a lot of garlic. I'm going to put in on the front end, I'm talking
That's a lot of garlic.
1.5 tablespoons.
Yeah.
You really need to bring that out.
Give it good flavor.
To bring that flavor out. Now something else is you can do a Cajun mix. And I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons on that.
Making that hot?
And it's not going to be that hot. I think you
like it.
Now you can smell that. It smells pretty good. Now there's something you can do if you choose to do so. Now obviously we got to put some salt in here. I'm going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, maybe a teaspoon, depending on what you are able to do on the salt end. You mix that up. If you like it, take some smoked paprika.
Oh yeah, I like smoked paprika.
That gives you a nice flavor in there as well. That's probably about 1/2 teaspoon. And if you want to step it up a batch, you want it really hot,
No, but you do, don't you?
you can put some more cayenne in there. One more thing I'm going to put in here is probably 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder.
Let me smell that. Let me smell it.
See what you think.
That smells good. It does smell good.
Now, a lot of people say 350, 375. I don't go that high. I've said this a million times.
Right.
You don't want to go past 375. You can burn your oil and it just have a terrible taste to it. So you got to keep a close eye on it. All right, last minute here, I'm going to put just a little more Cajun seasoning in here because I want to make sure that flavor comes out. And we've got a lot of garlic in here.
Now, when you were catching the tilapia, I have a
Shooting the tilapia.
Shooting the tilapia. I have a favorite picture of you that I love.
At this point, I might have needed a haircut, I think.
No, I liked it. And I love that picture of you with the fish. That's my favorite picture.
These were big tilapia.
Yes,
now,
they
I was
were.
holding this out in front of the camera, obviously.
Yes.
But he was still attached to the arrow.
Right, I made it into a puzzle for Mom because I thought it was so funny. I love it.
So the fish
The marinating?
It's beautiful. Ready to
Yes,
go.
it is.
Now the one thing about this tilapia, when you clean it, it tends to want to separate into two pieces. So keep that in mind when you turn it over. And what I'm going to do is just take it directly out of that buttermilk and seasoning. Make sure it's got a good little coating on it. All right, so take our fish, plop it in there.
That already looks beautiful.
And that buttermilk is a nice little agent to keep the batter on.
We might have to go back and get some more tilapia.
Yeah,
I'm thinking this is good stuff.
I tell you what, I've never had so much fun in my life.
We need more of this.
Yeah,
This looks so
and you know what the
good.
good thing about these tilapia? They're not farm raised somewhere and in questionable circumstances. These are absolutely organic.
Of course, I couldn't get you out of the boat. I was in the boat for like 12 hours.
It
You
was
wouldn't
tough
leave.
to stop.
I know you couldn't stop.
When you see them moving through the water and you know that you've got that much good eating right there in front of you.
You slept good.
I did. Total cooking time on this ought to be about 5 minutes or less. You want to make sure it gets cooked all the way through, obviously. That's handy, guys.
Kelly, thank you. That's perfect. I mean,
Now look at this little fish grabber.
I love that. Kelly gets you great gifts.
Kelly got me that, and it works perfectly.
Yes, it does. Ooh,
Because
that
you
looks
got to
so
hold
good.
your fish together. These are beautiful.
Here they are.
You walk away, you can get a 20-degree difference in
Burn
just a
your
matter
fish,
of
yeah.
seconds. This is getting close. Golden brown,
That looks so
beautiful.
good.
These were swimming around in Florida not
Yes, they
too long
were.
ago. Again, total cooking time about 4 or 5 minutes.
Those look so good.
When you notice the bubbles starting to die down, you know you're getting there. Now this recipe too is awful good with catfish. Just saying, it is exactly what I had hoped for.
Can I put that in the oven?
You can, just put that on warm. Now the star of the show.
A little bit of fish.
Look how white and flaky that is.
Oh, it looks so good.
I'm gonna use my fingers because I'm gonna dip that in our tartar sauce. Now our tartar sauce is simply mayonnaise and our green tomato relish.
Oh, that's good. Your coating is amazing. I like that. I don't even want dip. I just want to taste that fish.
Yeah, I believe I'll eat most of this.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
I think we need to go
look.
fishing.
Look how I didn't overcook it,
No.
but it's perfect.
Look how perfectly white too.